I'm joined with Darren Roberts for our next instalment of former footballers that we're interviewing. Darren, you started out at Burton Albion. What was your early football career like?
Yeah, pretty mixed really. Obviously, when I was younger and playing school football, obviously you're young and really excited, and that's all you want to do is be a professional footballer. And then, when I was probably about 15, 16, Wolverhampton Wanderers, I was at Villa as a school kid, but couldn't quite get, regular at Villa. And then I was with Brian Little at Villa, and then Brian Little left Villa and went to Wolverhampton Wanderers as a coach, and he offered to take me with him. So I went to Wolverhampton Wanderers actually as a kid as well, when I was about 15, 16. And yeah, I was just like training, and I was a bit stupid at the time. I was just being a typical lad, and they offered me a year. I think it was a 2-year apprenticeship as a kid, Wolves, and I actually turned it down. And my dad couldn't believe it because my dad was a pushy dad as a child. When I was a child, he wanted me to play football, and I actually turned it down. So yeah, I don't know why at the time. I think it was just because I just wanted, obviously because my parent was a bit pushy. So I just rejected that apprenticeship as a kid and just gave up football for probably 3 or 4 years, just playing Sunday football and enjoying it. And then I started playing football again, like wanting to take it serious, probably when I was about 19, 20 again. So I ended up signing for Burton Albion under a manager called Brian Kenning. And I played probably 15, 20 games for them. Was enjoying it at Burton Albion in I can't remember what the league was called then. Dr. Martin's League, would it be?
Yeah, it's Beezer Holmes, Dr. Martins, I think.
That's it, Beezer Holmes League. Beezer Holmes Premier League for Burton Albion. And yeah, I actually had a good spell, and they actually put Wolverhampton Wanderers came back and put a bid in for me and accepted and played there. But in the meantime, I could have signed for Derby County as well because Derby County wanted me. I had a couple of training sessions with Derby County under Arthur Cox, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Gabby Adini and Kitson and all them were there at the time. But did well there. Enjoyed it. They wanted to sign me, but I chose to sign for Wolves. I think it was for £20,000 at the time. So yeah, that's how I got started basically.
Was Ron Dukes the Wolves scout then?
Yes, he was. Ron Dukes was the chief scout there. And I've actually got a story about Ron Dukes. Like, great bloke, obviously. I think he was the scout that scouted me. But years later, when I left Wolves and went to Chesterfield, there was obviously a young lad there, and he was only 16. Kevin Davis, remember him, for Bolton Wanderers?
Yep.
I think he made an appearance for England. He played for Blackburn, Bolton, Southampton. When I went to Chesterfield, I said to Ron Dukes, I said, mate, you've got to have a look at this young lad, Kevin Davis, is at Chesterfield. I said, he's going to be a superstar. I said, you need to come and have a look at him and try and sign him for Wolves, or you'll make it big. And Ron Dukes, because I kept in contact with him, he went and had a look at him, and he was like, "No, I don't fancy him." And then the rest was history, Kev, which is a bit weird.
You made your Wolves debut live on TV. I remember watching it. It was on the central match, Wolves against Birmingham, and you scored a hat trick. That must have been a fantastic experience.
It was, yes. Being a Villa fan as well, to score against your bitter rivals as a Villa fan, Birmingham City. But yeah, I didn't really know much about it. Obviously, we had a training session on the Saturday. They kept it hush-hush that Andy Much got injured, but I didn't know. I only found out an hour before kick-off that I was actually playing that game. So I think it was tactical by the manager and players like that. Don't tell him because he'll get nervous the night before. So obviously didn't have time for the nerves to settle in, and they told us on the when we was having our pre-match meal that day, and when we had our team talks in the hotel, that I only found out I was playing probably a couple of hours before the game. So you don't really have a lot of time to think about it other than go there and do your best for yourself and the club, and in a local derby live on TV, which ended up being a fantastic day. Yeah.
Did you think that hindered you in the long term because you'd set the standard with that hat trick, and did you think maybe it may have affected you later on at your time at Molineux?
Not really. I blame myself a little bit for not putting in a little bit more hard work in. I don't blame anybody else other than myself, really. It's football can be pretty ruthless. If you're not good enough, you're not good enough. At the end of the day, I was good enough at the time, but I really don't think, me personally, looking back, that I actually put enough hard work in afterwards, like after training, doing extra and stuff like that. You look back and you think, you've got it all as a young kid, but then you look back as an adult and you think, why didn't I do more? Why didn't I grace that and grasp it and do more? I enjoyed it. I loved it, but I wish I'd have done more in training. I wish I'd have put the extra hours in and wanted more coaching, and I was just probably a little bit stupid to myself, really.
How did you get on with Graham Turner?
Lovely bloke. Nothing bad to say about him, really. He's a lovely bloke. He's a good coach, and I just think probably maybe he may have been there too long for some of the players. But for me, it was breath of fresh air coming from non-league. I love the training. I love the going to work every day, and but I actually, I know he was at Hereford, but I got a lot of time for the bloke and a lot of respect for Graham. He worked hard.
Speaking of Hereford, you joined the club in March '94 on a month's loan. How did the move come about?
I don't know. I think obviously Greg Downs was the manager at the time at Hereford, and I was playing in the Central League reserve side at Wolves. Obviously, there's always scouts and coaches watching in the stands there. So I think it just came about that he came and watched a few games while I was in the reserves at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and we asked. I think Graham called me in the office and says, Hereford want you on loan, do you want to go? I says, well, if it's first team football, why not? I might as well go and play senior football rather than sitting in the reserves at Wolves doing, just going through the motions. So, I went and grasped that, and I actually thoroughly enjoyed it, Hereford. I really did. It was a good club. Fans are great. Players are a good bunch of players, and Greg was a good bloke, and it was a bit of travelling at the time. So I was travelling from where was I travelling? I was travelling from Birmingham. So every day for training. So was it a couple of hours? Is it to Hereford? Hour and a half from Birmingham. So I was doing that every day. But no, I actually really enjoyed my time on loan.
And you did well. You scored 5 goals as well.
Yes, I did. There was. It gave me a new lease of life. I wanted to do really well, and I don't understand or don't know why. Was it towards the end of the season?
Yeah, March, April.
So did the season end, or
you came in against Wigan, and then you left just before. It was just a month. I think Graham Turner had left Wolves, so that there's a new manager there. And I think you went back.
Yes, Graham Taylor took over. And I don't know why. Because I think I wanted to come on till the rest of the season, to be honest. I wanted to carry on till the rest of the season. And like you say, obviously Graham Taylor took over, the old England manager. Whether he wanted me back to have a look at me I can't really remember. may have been, but I'd have rather have stayed an extra month, I think, on loan at Hereford, and things might have progressed to a permanent move.
You left Wolves that summer. There were rumours that you were going to sign for Hereford, but you ended up going to Doncaster. What happened there?
Well, I was actually on the verge of signing for Hereford, actually. I think it was just pen to paper. I think it was very close. And then I think it was a last-ditch attempt by Doncaster, which get me to sign for Doncaster. And then when I did sign for Doncaster, the manager left before the season even started. So I ended up getting my contract terminated because I signed for Doncaster for the manager at the time was Ian Atkins, and then he left before the season, even pre-season started. So I says, well, I went back into the office with their coaches and says, look, I signed for Ian Atkins. That was the reason I signed. Can I have my contract terminated? I didn't want to, but I ended up getting it terminated and signed for Chesterfield, which is probably one of my biggest regrets.
The regret leaving Doncaster or signing for Chesterfield?
Signing for Chesterfield.
You had a couple of seasons at Saltergate. Why was it a regret?
Because it was just Route 1 football from start to finish, and it just didn't suit my style of play. We wasn't coached as footballers. We was coached as athletes, just fitness-wise. Just fitness. And it just wasn't me. I didn't enjoy it. It just didn't get the best out of me as a player. I like being coached and being taught and actually keeping the ball on the deck where it should be played.
You then joined Darlington. You played your most games at Darlington. What was it like up there?
Yeah, it was really good. We had a good manager in David Hodgson who fully believed in playing football. And I really enjoyed it there. And scored a lot of goals. Obviously, it was in the second tier, like League Two. But I enjoyed it. And played lots of games and scored lots of goals. But we didn't have the strength in depth as a squad. So we didn't quite meet up to the standards where you want to try and get in the playoffs or promotion. We just didn't have quite enough. As
a footballer, I've noticed that you've had quite a few clubs, different parts of the country. How did you find the constant moving around?
Yeah, it's hard. It's very unsettling. Obviously having a young family as well. The biggest problem was when I was coming towards the end of my career and I went to Exeter. I ended up living down next to my two kids. My wife was back in Chesterfield retraining as a midwife, so it was hard to be away from the wife and having two children with me. I wanted the kids with me, and going training, having the kids. So it's a big toll on the family, but I don't have any regrets. I don't. The only regrets I had was, I wish I had time to work. I look back now and I say to players, just don't waste your time. When you finish training, do extra. Don't finish training and go home, because what you're going to do at home when you go home at flipping, 12, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, you might as well do extra training. But the hardest thing is, being away from your family when you're moving about every couple of years. It is hard. I kept the family base in Chesterfield. We lived in Chesterfield for a long time, but I moved around as a footballer. But all stayed in Chesterfield as a family.
Was it the family decision that made you decide to drop into non-league after leaving Exeter?
Basically, yeah. I was sick of the travelling, and my wife had retrained. She was a midwife at the time, so money wasn't really an issue. I retrained as a gas engineer, so I done that and went into non-league football. So it wasn't big for me because originally I originally came from non-league football, so I knew you had. I was working for a living before I even started playing football, so I wasn't spoiled. Brought up an apprenticeship, then a pro and all that, so I exactly knew what work was all about. So I understood all that. So it didn't really faze me really. Hard work, going to work and playing football, it really didn't faze me. I just love the game.
So with the joys of modern technology, I'm speaking to you and you're in Australia, you're 9 hours ahead. What made you decide to go down under?
To be honest, it's really weird. My wife's dad lived in Australia when he was a young boy. And she's always had that dream to go and see where Dad lived and go and see Australia. And I think I was playing non-league at the time. I was just watching TV on the sofa, and she says, "Oh, how do you feel about living in Australia?" I just turned around, looked at her, and went, "Let's go for it." And then, the rest is history. I think I was playing for Tamworth at the time, or Worksop Town, or something like that. And I was like, you know what? Why not? Why not? Let's go for it. Our kids were really young at the time, so we decided to come to Australia and give the kids a good life, and we love it here. My wife's still a midwife. She's and I do. I work on the commercial building sites in Melbourne, in Balustrade. I actually love it. I don't think I'd ever. No disrespect to the UK, but I don't think I'd ever come back for a holiday and see family and friends. But no, I've never moved back now. Settled.
How's the quality of life different in Australia? Is it just the sunshine, or are things a lot more chilled out?
Things are a lot more chilled out. It's not 100 mile an hour. Everywhere's spaced out. Homes are bigger. Obviously, the wages are a lot better. Financially, we've never been so well off. It's just really good. Good friends, good culture, good cultural life. The city's beautiful. It's stunning. The city of Melbourne's stunning. Good holidays, close to Bali and places like that, Thailand, and it's just a way of life, and we love it.